StudyIQ IAS, अब तैयारी हुई अफोर्डेबल।
गुड इवनिंग गाइस, हाउ आर यू? बताइए कैसे हैं आप? What you have learned in the last class? Political things. Tropical things. एल नीनो ला नीना नहीं समझ आया? हो गया, समझ गए? एमजीओ तो हो गया था। We need to talk today about temperate cyclones. We have to start with that. And with temperate cyclones, we'll also do thunderstorms, tornadoes, also known as twisters, recently asked. And with that, we are going to move to the last leg of climatology today, that is climate classification. With that, the climatology will be completed and we will be starting with oceanography. And after oceanography, Indian geography will start. So my target is by Wednesday, that is today is Monday, today climatology will be completed. And I think oceanography is not that lengthy, and ocean currents, tides, resources, those topics are very simple. Fine. So they won't take much time. So 2 classes are more than enough for that. We'll also do some PYQs, guys, plus some mains question as well. Fine. That I will give you today as well. So without further ado, let's start the class. Hi guys, good evening. How are you? Pranjali, Akshay, Joshi, Sakshi, Poonam. कैसे हैं आप सभी? I think geomorphology has been done in your batch, and in the offline batch it is also completed. See, Madden-Julian oscillations are nothing but what? Longitudinal cells. One side of the cell will be having low pressure, means positive. The other side will be having high pressure, that is negative. Now that cell is not static. It moves with the trade winds, fine? Or maybe westerlies. Now as it moves, if you are under the positive cell, you will receive rainfall. If you are inside the negative cell, you will feel drier conditions are there, fine? So it will remain for a month or so over a place. The time period can be extended if there is a local low pressure belt that is being created. So that was MJO. Why it is moving, we don't know. Fine. It is a recent discovery and it was given in Hindu newspaper. So guys, any doubt from cyclone wala part? If you have, you can tell me. Any doubts? So कोई doubt है cyclones? हाँ जी बताएं, yes or no? Conviction के साथ बोलें. Yes, that is important in life. Conviction. UPSC clear करोगे नहीं? That's conviction that I want. Fine. So जो भी होना है वो तो होगा. But what do you have to think? That you are going to make it in top 100. Yes or no? You have to think that. If you think that, only then you will be able to study. Negative सोचोगे तो of course पढ़ ही नहीं पाओगे. बताओ. Yes, that's what I'm asking. यार इतना कष्ट मत दो. चलो तुम्हें पेपर पेन पे समझाऊंगा, ठीक है, क्लास के बाद आराम से, धैर्य से, शांति से, ठीक है. So let's start the class without further ado, guys. Then with the temperate cyclones, we are starting. Okay, so temperate cyclones are very important. They are also known as what? Extratropical cyclones or yes, and yes, wave cyclones. So we have four names. Now guys, this naming is quite important. Yes or no? UPSC is playing nowadays with the naming. What UPSC is doing nowadays? It's playing on this. Twister. What is twister? Nobody knows. Although I am from geography background, I have read many books. So in many books, twister has been written. So there is a book, I won't recommend you to read it, but the name of the book is Trawler and Stroller. It's a very good book of geography, specifically physical geography. And in that book, this word twister is given. And with climate change, the frequency of twisters in the twister alley. Where is twister tornado alley? US states of Oklahoma. There is a state in US. Fine. So in that state, there are many tornadoes every year. Fine. But for the last 2-3 years, the frequency has increased. And an article came in Hindu about that. And hence the question. So UPSC asked again static part from where? Same trends. Your brain now should be able to recognize the patterns. Very important, my dear friends. Now guys, temperate cyclones, extratropical cyclones, frontal cyclones, wave cyclones, same thing. Number one, how it is different from a tropical cyclone? Who will tell me? Anji, बताओ. First difference, the region where it will occur. It is going to occur where? In temperate regions. Where in temperate regions? Between 35 to 60-65 degrees north and south of latitude. Plus, my dear friends, a very important thing. These are created because of low pressure? No. They are frontal in nature, fronts. What are fronts? I have told you already. Where two contrasting air masses, they interact with each other. There you are going to find these kinds of temperate cyclones. And I've already told you that today we are going to talk about occlusion as well. I left a Q. Third, they are larger or smaller than the tropical cyclone in size. They are larger but less intense. Less energy it is there. So I will give you exact number. We are going to compare both of them later in the class. Fine. So that is very important. Now guys, we are going to look at this concept first of all. I am going to give you handmade diagrams. Then I am going to show you a 2D diagram. Then more 3D type diagrams I will show you so that better clarity is there. Fine. Okay. Now, so how a temperate cyclone is created? Now the temperate cyclone can be created over land as well as sea. Whereas the tropical cyclone exclusively was created on sea, although it can move over land. In the last class, we have discussed this thing. Please understand. Now guys, what's the main difference? Let's first look at how how temperate cyclones form. Number one step is the incipient stage. Now guys, two types of air masses, they are interacting like this. Let us take a front. Now tell me, what kind of front is this? Tell me. This is which kind of front? Stationary front. Now with the time, Coriolis force will be playing some role. And let's assume this is southern hemisphere. So wind is going to turn towards left. Now if you take this, then left will be what? Downwards. Yani ki in the initial stage, second step is the initial stage. So remember, incipient and initial. Now the wind will start to turn. Why? Because of Coriolis force. Now here the cold wind is being aggressive, and here the warm wind will be becoming aggressive. So which kind of front will be created on the both sides? Tell me. Listen to me carefully. Warm front में क्या होता है? समझाया था क्लास में क्या होता है? Who is the aggressor, guys? Snigdha, Joshi, Shruti, Kenidhi, please tell me this thing. Who is the aggressor in warm front? Warm air. So warm air is being aggressive here. Hence, a warm front will be created like this. Yes or no? See? And here, which wind is being aggressive? Tell me, guys. Hence, which kind of front will be created? Cold current will be created. Getting my point? So on one side, where the cold wind is aggressive, a cold front will be created. Getting my point, guys? Why these are created? And here it will be a warm front. So why this is happening? Because of the Coriolis force. And you are in the temperate region. And in temperate region, Coriolis force will be more or less than the tropical region. Tell me. Yes, it will be more. Now tell me what will happen in the third stage. ये हर एक किताब में the name of the stages is different, so you can write it accordingly whatever you like it. ठीक है? Now tell me what is going to happen as more and more Coriolis force will start to act. What will happen? Oh, very good यार, ये तो बहुत ही जीनियस बात कर दी. मोर बेंडिंग हो गई. कर देते हैं यार, लो. More bending. Now with more bending, what is going to happen? Tell me, my dear friends. Now tell me, amongst the two, cold front and warm front, which front has higher energy? I have told you this thing. So in this case, the cold front will be faster. What, guys? So basically what will happen, the cold front will be very fast as compared to the warm front. Fine. So इसमें arrows को I have to correct a bit. So let me remake this. Please follow me, guys. It's quite important. नहीं तो समझ नहीं आएगा फिर. Now tell me, my dear friends, are you able to see the winds? They have started to rotate. Are you able to visualize it? See? हाँ जी. बोल सकते हैं. I think you are right. बुक में क्या लिखा है? Which book is this? उस पर बिलीव नहीं कर सकते. Fine. So, in many books, different thing is written. ठीक है? Hence, you just say stage 1, 2, 3. You say stage 1, 2, 3. Now, I think in StudyIQ book, stage 3 is missing. There is no in fourth stage होती है वो. Now, please listen to me carefully, guys. Are you able to see a creation of occluded front? Tell me. Now, both of the fronts, that is cold front and warm front, are being created. Yes or no? As warm front is weaker and cold front is much stronger, so cold front moves faster. Yes or no? And warm front, it moves slower. Now everybody has StudyIQ book with them. You are referring to that. उसी को रेफर करना है आपको या एनसीईआरटी को रेफर करना है? क्या पढ़ते हो? एनसीईआरटी में स्टेजेस नहीं दी. फाइन. कौन सी बुक है? किस किस के पास ये बुक नहीं है? Who will tell me? बताइए. सबके पास है? 6 स्टेज होता है. लो. So in the StudyIQ book, it's written first stage, second stage, third stage. Fine. So let's follow that, because I don't want you to get confused. Now, in the fourth stage, what will happen? Tell me. The wind will curve further. Now here, as you can see, the wind have started to what? Cyclone is being formed, is maturing. Now, as you can see, the fourth stage the case has become more extreme. Now, as you can see, the warm air is being squeezed. If you look at it into 3D, it is being uplifted totally. And this front was faster, yes or no? Yes. So it is going to overtake the warm front. So to represent that, you have to make this and this overlapping. See, now overlapping is happening. Here you can see it is going to overtake it. And this, my dear friends, is when most of the rainfall will happen between stage 4 and 5. Wind speed will be maximum. and these diagrams have to be made in your mains answer writing if it comes. Chances come hai aane ke, but still. And my dear friends, in the last stage, what happens? As it overtakes, the energy is lost. Yes or no? Then again, the fronts will be back to the normal stage. It has died. Yes or no? Some warm wind here is there. So there are 6 stages, please understand. And if you want these diagrams, they will be given. They are handmade diagrams, please understand. And they have to be made in your answer sheet. Now guys, let's look at some 3D images that are going to explain this thing properly to you. See, please. Guys, are you able to see the first stage? Here the warm air is moving like this, cold air is moving like this. You can see this in 3D now. Cold air is going to turn left, warm air is going to turn left. Yes or no? Yes, sir. If you don't know about Coriolis force, if you don't know about winds, ये समझ नहीं आएगा. Last 3-4 classes you should have done, तभी समझ में आएगा. In the second stage, as you can see, my dear friends, what will happen? See, because of the Coriolis force, the cold and warm air, they have started to turn. And as they have started to turn, the cold air here will be creating a cold front and warm air will be creating a warm front. Now here, as you can see, these fronts have matured. Yes or no? A cold front is matured, the warm front is also matured. So you can say it as a mature stage. Now, cold front having more energy, my dear friends, will going to take over the warm front. It is going to move like this. Fine. As you can see, it has started to overtake it. Dekh rahe ho? And the cold air is now start to rotate. Fine. And slowly it will dissipate as the energy goes away. So this is a better representation. It's not given anywhere. This is a snapshot from Stroller and Stroller, the book that I was referring to. It is my favorite book and I used to read this book. Hanji. Here, see, cold air, warm air. Cold air, cold front, warm front. Again, guys, cold air rotating, creating cold front, warm air again rotating, creating warm front. So a triangle is created. Fine. Then, my dear friends, again, being mature, as you can see, cold front starts to overtake warm front. Here it has overtaken the warm front and then everything dies off. Aati hai baat samajh? Tell me, guys. So if you want to learn this, there is a very simple trick that I use. Plane area, ये बनाने हैं 3 चीज बस. एग्जाम में कैसे करोगे? लाइन, लाइन में बम्प, ट्राइंगल, ट्राइंगल में कर्व, लेस कर्व, फिनिश. ऊपर क्या बना देना है? टेल मी. कोल्ड, यूज ब्लू पेन. वहां पर ब्लैक एंड ब्लू पेन यूज कर सकते हो एग्जाम में. नीचे ब्लैक पेन, ब्लू, ब्लैक, done and dusted. Nothing else you require. Getting my point? This is how you are going to draw in your examination hall if this question is ever asked. I am sure it won't be asked because it is not in the NCERT, but still it is in the this StudyIQ book. We have to go through it. Fine. Prelims में आ सकता है. That is quite important. Guys, any doubt till here? किसी को कुछ समझ में पूछना हो, कुछ बात करनी हो इसके बारे में? Now, this step I forgot to mention, my dear friends, where this cold front starts to overtake the warm front. This is known as occlusion. You know occlusion is what? This is the occlusion. Fine. Okay. Now, let us compare tropical cyclone and temperate cyclone. Now in India, which cyclones affects the climate of India? हाँ जी बताएं. टेम्परेट साइक्लोन नहीं करते हैं? तेज बोलो भाई. हाँ यार, आप तो आए थे सैटरडे को. सैटरडे को आप आए थे. हाँ तो छोटी बात है ये. आप कह रहे हो कि नहीं करते. करते हैं बट. हाँ जी तेज बोलो. समझाओ यार एक बार. वो भी मैंने आपको बताया था वेस्टर्न डिस्टर्बेंसेस के बारे में, हाउ दे वर कमिंग. आई हैव शोन यू सम एनिमेशंस अबाउट इट. शो किया था नहीं किया था? So basically guys, temperate cyclone as well as tropical cyclones, they are going to affect the Indian climate. The tropical cyclone, they will affect the coastal areas of course. अब Delhi में तो you will not be prepared for a cyclone ना. Hyderabad में you won't be prepared for it. Bhubaneswar में you have to do the preparation. Getting my point? Secondly, temperate cyclones, when they come to India, they are very weak. Because India, the North India is very, very tropical, subtropical I would say. So they lose their energy and some part of it reaches India as western disturbances, winter rainfall. Now, in the months of December and January, western disturbances are highest. Yes or no? And they are very important for early ripening of wheat. And because of the temperate cyclone, what will happen? The rain will decrease from east to west or west to east. यही बताया था last class में. बताओ. West to east. Punjab highest, Jammu Kashmir highest, then Himachal, Haryana, Uttarakhand, UP, and Bihar is very least, and they can go up to Assam along the Himalayas. So that is quite important. Now guys, if you look at tropical cyclone, they are typically between 250 and 300 kilometers radius. Whereas temperate cyclone can be 600 to 700 kilometers of radius, so they are larger. But tropical cyclone is thermally induced. Yes or no? Yes, sir. They are created because of what? Pre-existing low pressure being intensified by less variable winds going up. Yes or no? And they are again dynamically induced. Yes or no? What is dynamic? Movement of wind. My dear friends, tropical cyclones, they form only over sea. They are forming over land as well as sea. Tropical cyclones are mostly destructive. Some temperate cyclones become destructive. But these systems are crucial for rainfall in the continental regions. Why? अच्छा ये बताइए, which country has highest arable land? Arable land समझते हैं? हाईएस्ट एरेबल लैंड इन द वर्ल्ड, भूमि ऐसी होनी चाहिए जिसपे खेती हो सके, दैट इज एरेबल लैंड. Europe is not a country. Europe is what? A continent. So top is USA. Second, चाइना से इतना लगाव क्यों? It is India. Now guys, US has highest arable land and most of its arable land in the continental region. Fine, in the middle. How come that region is so fertile? The reason is temperate cyclones, because they can fetch good amount of rainfall in those continental regions, interior regions. Getting my point? Very important, very crucial for you to understand, and hence are very important for agriculture. क्या उगता है यूएस में हाईएस्ट? अरे उगता क्या है? एग्रीकल्चर थोड़ी उगता है. Not wheat, यार. Come on. India produces more wheat. Corn. Very important thing, यार. And this arable land, या question it came prelims में, भूल गए? अभी 2 साल पहले आया था, नहीं आया था? फिर मैं क्वेश्चन दिखाना शुरू करूंगा प्री के, फिर आप रोके बोलो के जाओगे सर क्वेश्चन दिखाते हैं, डर लगता है मैनेजमेंट को. थे कुछ बच्चे, आपको क्या लगा 2 क्लास मैंने दिखाई क्यों नहीं है? अब भाई पूछे हैं तो पूछे हैं, उसमें मैं क्या कर सकता हूं? है डिफिकल्ट तो है, मैंने थोड़ी सेट किया पेपर यार. डर लगता है तो लगे, है ना? यार एसएससी में आज के टाइम पे बहुत कंपटीशन है, मजाक मत करा करो ऐसे, ठीक है? मतलब इट्स नॉट लाइक नथिंग इज केक वॉक नाउ. पहले ऐसी मैं था, बीटेक करी, पेपर दिया, हो गया क्लियर बिना पढ़े फिरे. तब वो अब जमाना चला गया. एवरीबॉडी नोज. पहले तो ये नहीं पता होता था कि कौन सा पेपर निकला हुआ है, बिकॉज इन 2010 2011 देयर वाज नो इंटरनेट. उतना पॉपुलर नहीं था इंडिया में इंटरनेट. So not many people they would have filled the form at that time. अभी इंटरनेट is everywhere, smartphone is everywhere. The smartphone penetration कितनी है इंडिया में by the way? ये तो पता होना चाहिए यार आप लोगों को. इंडिया में स्मार्टफोन पेनिट्रेशन 40% के आसपास है अभी भी, 40 to 50% ओनली. चाइना में 90% से ऊपर है. वेरी क्रूशियल. अच्छा, नेक्स्ट लेट्स टॉक अबाउट थंडरस्टॉर्म्स. व्हाट आर थंडरस्टॉर्म्स? टेल मी. नहीं, ऑक्लूजन होता है, दैट्स द स्टेज आपको दिखाया, दैट इज ओनली देयर. I was created in tropical cyclone because what? There was a low pressure in between. So there was this question I will show you later in the class. I will show it to you. UPSC में आया था, काफी क्वेश्चन आते हैं इस रीजन से. Now guys, tell me, what are thunderstorms? They are low pressure system created on land. Fine. Now guys, thunderstorms are nothing but convective storms. So you have land, too much of insolation in the daytime, hence in late afternoon or maybe early evening, that is 3 to 5 p.m, convective currents will be at their peak, and as these convective currents they start to rise, what will happen? Cumulonimbus clouds will be forming. Now guys, in some regions, these clouds will have huge quantities of aerosols. You know aerosols? Dust particles are there, maybe salt particles are there, maybe ash is there from burning of agricultural waste. Because of that, as they move into the cloud, they rub against each other. What, guys? And as they rub against each other, there is static electricity that is being produced. And hence, they will generate thunder. What? Now, there is also, when we used to study, there is positive charge here, negative here. Then anything positive here will attract it. But aapko itna deep mein jaane ki don't require that. Getting my point? So, thunderstorms are nothing but what? Convective storms. Fine. Now, guys, as you know, these thunderstorms in India are called as what? In North India specifically. Aapko bataya tha? Andhi. What? So in Delhi, local moisture is available or not? Very less amount is available. Hence, in month of April, maybe May, when insolation is at its peak, you are going to experience andhis. They are nothing but, they are short-lived, yes or no? They are short-lived and usually happen between late afternoon and early evening, and can bring respite from heat. Now in Odisha, maybe Assam, maybe Bihar, my dear friends, local moisture is there. Ponds are there. Soil moisture is very high there because of that. And the coastline is also very near. Because of that, they can brew further and create what? Kal Baisakh. Getting my point? So in Assam and those regions in East India, you call them as Kal Baisakh. And some also call it as nor'easters, nor'westers. So they are nothing but thunderstorms. Please understand. Fine. Now, guys, if these thunderstorms have very, very low pressure at its center, then what will happen? The low pressure is very, very less. What will happen? The wind is going to come in, and if such kind of thunderstorms are generated in temperate region during the summer month, what will happen? In temperate region, there will be more Coriolis force. Yes or no? Yes. Then what is going to happen? Deflection towards the right. So on the land, if such kind of thunderstorm has very low intense pressure, there will be a cyclone like formation, but smaller, very small. Cyclone is like 300 kilometers wide. It will be like 10-20 meters wide. हिंदी में क्या कहते हैं इनको हम? पकोड़े? हैं? भवंडर भवर बोलते हैं. भवंडर बोलते हैं. वो साउथ इंडियन मूवी में पैर हिलाता है यूं यूं, और जो किसने देखा वो सीन? That, my dear friend, for you is tornado. This is yes or no? So in India, they form in the local region. You have seen what? पत्ते घूमते हैं, रेत घूमता है, and घर वाले बोलते हैं कि इसमें भटकी हुई आत्मा है. Yes or no? Yes. That is what? That is a tornado, but smaller. Now these tornadoes can be very, very huge in Bihar. in Bihar region, because why? First of all, that region is near to the Tropic of Cancer. Second, moist wind. So low pressure is intensified. Because of that, these tornadoes are mostly found in Bihar. Now guys, if these tornadoes, after being created on land, they cross into the sea, what they will call it? Can anybody tell me the technical name? Spout. Sprout नहीं खाने वाली चीज होते हैं. Water spouts. And they are known as twisters. What guys? And in the tornado alley of USA, Midwest USA, there are huge disaster. India में नहीं है, but in US it is a huge disaster during summers. When, of course, कब बनेंगे ये? During the summer month, when there will be enough insolation to create a low pressure. Please understand this thing. Fine. And this, my dear friends, was asked in this year's mains question. So tornadoes are nothing but low pressure storm. You can what? They are low, intense low pressure storms. That forms on land, also known as twisters. Also known as twisters. Fine. And why they are very common in Gulf of Mexico? उसी के ऊपर क्वेश्चन है ना. देखिए, please. Fine. See. Now guys, Gulf of Mexico, it lies near Tropic of Cancer. So sea surface temperatures are very high. Plus there is no mountain range here. So these tornadoes, when they are created here, they will cross into the Gulf of Mexico. And they are known as twisters. Please understand. Or water spouts. You want to see them? देखते आओ. Let's watch this video. It is a very good video. Captions. दिख रहा है guys? देखो, this is a tornado. So which kind of cloud you can see? Yes, cumulonimbus. See, they are very small, na? Local debris can also be pulled by this air. See, such kind of storm can be seen in your local khet. See, the destruction it can have. हर जगह होते हैं ये. In the summer month. Remember it, not in the winter, because they are convective in nature. US में सबसे ज्यादा होते हैं. 400 each year. Yes. एक तो there is a plain region there, great plains there, huge amount of insolation. अगर rolling topography होगी, so heating will not be uniform. वहां पे uniformly heat होता है वो. ठीक है, देखिए convective currents are going up, guys. See, high pressure air from high pressure is going towards the low pressure, and as this air goes, it is going to rotate like this. Now, as you can see, this is a water spout. See, it has crossed over a ocean or a lake. Yes, it crosses onto water. Please understand. Fine. दिख गया बवर बवंडर जो भी देखना था. Okay, that is more than enough, my dear friends. Now, guys, let us move to the new topic. So जो last class का बचा हुआ part था, that is now over. Fine. Okay. Now, very important topic again of climatology. Nothing is unimportant. Climate classification. बताया था यार एंटीसाइक्लोन्स. आगे ही बताऊंगा क्लासिफिकेशन थोड़ा बहुत. Now guys, if you look at climate classification, it can be of how many types? 3 types of classification is there. And in your NCERT, what is given? Which type of classification is given? Tell me. Sorry guys for this issue. Okay guys, I have some MCQs that we are going to do right now. Then we will move to this part. Now answer this question please. Everybody. Sure. Tropical cyclone generally form between. See, this is a very open-ended statement. Generally. ठीक है यार, इतने प्यार से बात करेगा तो सही करना पड़ेगा. Form between 5 degree and 30 degrees, right? They have a warm core system, of course, they are warm. Tropical cyclones are associated with cold fronts. No. So 1 and 2 are right. Answer will be A. Next question. Tell me. Sure? Temperate cyclones typically form between 30 degree and 60 degrees latitude. They are usually associated with warm and cold fronts. Of course, temperate cyclone have a cold core system. Yes or no? All 3 are correct. Cold core means what? Cold air is there. And cold air plays a prominent role. Next. Tell me. थोड़ा डिफिकल्ट है. Tropical cyclones are smaller in size compared to temperate cyclones. Of course, we have talked about it. Temperate cyclones can last longer than tropical cyclones. बताइए right है wrong है? Logic. Tropical cyclone. Tell me guys. देखिए, उसमें 6 stages थी, and it is thermally induced. Wait, it is. So heat will be lost sooner. They are higher energy, means they will exhaust itself sooner. Yes or no? So yes, tropical cyclones generally move westward and then poleward. Why? Hence all three are correct. Next. हाँ जी बताएं. The eye of a tropical cyclone is characterized by calm weather and clear skies. ठीक है, characterized ठीक है, again open ended out नहीं है. Temperate cyclones often lead to formation of comma shaped cloud pattern. Guys, अगर आप देखें वो comma ही तो था, like this. Fine. Tropical cyclones derive their energy primarily from condensation of water vapor. जाता है ऊपर, you know that. All three are correct. Answer is D. So again, these questions are designed that are playing with your vocabulary. बताइए. Okay. Tropical cyclones are usually more intense than temperate cyclones in terms of wind speed and rainfall. Of course, temperate cyclones are primarily driven by temperature gradients. क्या लगता है? क्या लगता है? सोचो. Temperate cyclones are primarily, strong statement. कोई आपको बोले primarily what are you doing? आप बोलोगे कुछ नहीं कर रहे अभी तो तैयारी कर रहे. तो strong statement है. ठीक है. So this statement is wrong. ठीक है. Tropical cyclones do not form in equatorial region. True. 1 and 3 are correct. Answer is C. वैसे भी आपको चली जाना था फर्स्ट और थर्ड एक साथ, सिर्फ यहां पर है. ये तो हो गया क्वेश्चन. आसान क्वेश्चन है, कर दो फटाफट. ऑल थ्री आर करेक्ट. आसान ही है. ठीक है. गाइस प्लीज आंसर. Which the following is primarily responsible for onset of Indian monsoon? Primarily, it is differential heating of land and sea. Theories पढ़ी हैं सारी यार. El Nino. आओ. El Nino typically leads to stronger and wetter monsoon season. बिल्कुल गलत बात है जी. Drier and weaker monsoon. El Nino generally causes weaker monsoon and reduced rainfall over India. ये statement ठीक है. El Nino has no significant impact on the Indian monsoon. Again गलत है. El Nino always leads to drought condition in eastern United States. पहली चीज always. Fine. Hence it is very strongly worded. It is wrong. एक बार भी मिस हो गया देन गलत है. So this is generally answer is B. सोच लें. How does active phase of Madden-Julian oscillation affect the Indian monsoon? Active phase means positive phase. Positive means it is going to lift up the air. It means it is going to enhance monsoon. So it suppresses monsoon? No. It enhances monsoon? Yes. It has no impact? No. It reverses the direction of monsoon? Wow, bhai, wow. Great. हो गया क्वेश्चन. क्वेश्चन देखो भाई, क्वेश्चन करो, बताओ. बी है, पढ़ तो लो. El Nino is characterized by warmer than average sea surface temperature in the central and the eastern Pacific Ocean. Central means region and eastern means American side or Indian Australian side. Right. El Nino event typically lead to increased rainfall in India. El Nino can cause drought condition in Australia and Indonesia. Definitely. 1 and 3 are right. Answer is B. हो रहे क्वेश्चंस? Yes, sir. एक और है क्या? चलो एक और करते हैं. तो लास्ट के 2 क्लास से दी दिखाए थे, सारे करा दिए, है ना? 2 class we didn't do any MCQs. B. ब्रांच B क्या लग रहा है? Positive IOD events are associated with cooler sea surface temperatures in the eastern Indian Ocean and warmer sea surface temperature in the western Indian Ocean. ये सही है क्या? यार नॉर्मल IOD कंडीशन में क्या होता है? नॉर्मल में ऑस्ट्रेलियन कोस्ट पर क्या होना चाहिए? हाई प्रेशर, बिकॉज वहां पर ऑलरेडी क्या है? वेस्ट ऑस्ट्रेलियन करंट, दैट इज कोल्ड. तो ये क्या बोल रहा है? पॉजिटिव आईओडी में क्या है भैया? वेस्टर्न इंडियन ओशन में टेम्परेचर्स क्या है? वार्मर है, नहीं। पॉजिटिव आईओडी क्या होगा? नॉर्मल कंडीशंस का एग्जेजरेशन, उसी को जब आप स्ट्रॉन्ग कर दोगे। सो दिस स्टेटमेंट इज रॉन्ग। व्हाई? बिकॉज पॉजिटिव आईओडी के अंदर देयर विल बी व्हाट? colder sea surface temperature in the western Indian Ocean and, my dear friends, warmer in the eastern Indian Ocean. Yet जब high to low हवा चलेगी, it is going to complement trade winds. सोच के देखो, if the wind blows from Africa to Australia, that is Africa पर high coast, high pressure and Australia में low pressure, then क्या होगा? बताएं? ये देखिए, ठीक। क्वेश्चन क्या कह रहे हैं कि भाई पॉजिटिव में यहां पर हाई प्रेशर है और यहां पर, सॉरी इसको ब्लू से लिखो, और यहां पर लो प्रेशर है। यार अगर ऐसी सिचुएशन हुई तो विंड विल ब्लो हाउ? लाइक दिस, एंड इट इज गोइंग टू हेल्प मॉनसून। So this will be right. High pressure के लिए you require colder. Yes or no? Question में क्या है? यहाँ warmer है, गलत होता नहीं होता? Negative IOD events generally lead to enhanced rainfall over the Indian subcontinent. It is wrong. Positive IOD means positive for India. IOD event can influence the strength and distribution of Indian monsoon. Yes, 3 only is correct. अच्छा, इसमें गलत ऑप्शन नहीं है, ये गलत है. It is asking incorrect statement. Answer will be 1 and 2. A. Getting my point? Incorrect statement कौन सी, ये बताना है. Fine. चलिए, हाँ जी बोल दो आंसर, पढ़ लो यार, बातें मत करो. The Walker circulation is driven by the temperature difference between the eastern and the western tropical Pacific Ocean. बिल्कुल ठीक बात है भाई. Walker circulation influences weather patterns only in the Pacific Ocean region. No. During El Nino, the Walker circulation weakens, leading to altered weather patterns. Yes. 1 and 3 are right. Answer will be C. Last question. Then we'll move. ये सब पढ़ चुके हैं आप. क्या क्या लगता है भाई? उधर देख लो यार, क्वेश्चन नहीं देख रहे तुम यार, क्वेश्चन का आंसर दो. हाँ, लगा लिया दिमाग? क्या आंसर है? MGO is an eastward moving disturbance of clouds, rainfall and winds along the equator. See, it is not along the equator, it could be. अब इंडिया में आ गया MGO, तो is it along the equator? Tell me. And it is moving where? If it is in the Ferrel cell, it is going to move in which direction? East या west? Trade winds भैया, अप्लाई तो करो जो पढ़ा है, उसके बिना काम कैसे चलेगा? Under the influence of trade winds, anything will move in which direction? Hence, statement 1 is टिपिकली ऑकर्स, बिल्कुल ठीक बात है यार, इसमें कोई दिक्कत नहीं है. The active phase of MJO enhances convection and rainfall in the regions it affects. The answer will be C. तो यार वोकैबुलरी के साथ खेल तो होगा. एप्लीकेशन पर यूपीएससी क्वेश्चन पूछेगा, उसके लिए रेडी रहना है. डायरेक्ट क्वेश्चन तो आप भूल जाओ. आउट ऑफ 100 मे बी 12 क्वेश्चंस विल बी डायरेक्ट. यस और नो? मैक्सिमम 12 क्वेश्चंस. नहीं तो most of the questions today are statement based, and out of 85 questions that are statement based, 55 questions will be difficult. Means they will be playing with the vocabulary, trying to confuse you. तभी कट ऑफ क्या हो गया है? क्या हो गया है? कितना हो गया है? 2016 में कट ऑफ कितनी थी? 100 नहीं थी, 116. Guys, 110 in 2015, 116 in 2016, 107 or 108 in 2017. 2018 में it became 104 or 5. 2019 it was above 100. 2020 में it starts to decline. पहले 100 आई, 80 और अब 76, 85 sorry. That's happening. Why? क्या reason है? What's the reason? The questions are difficult. In my time, the strategy was attempt as many questions as you can. And I have used that strategy. And I always used to mark 100 out of 100 questions. ठीक है? And with that strategy, I have cleared the pre 4 times. 18 में मार्क खा गया. Because of changed pattern. Now UPSC wants you to attempt less, but correct. Plus nowadays students are facing a very big problem. टाइम पे पेपर नहीं होता खत्म. क्यों? टाइम पे दिक्कत आ रही है नहीं आ रही इस बार? The reason is the questions have become statement based. So you need to read it more. हर क्वेश्चन करने में 2-2.5 मिनट लग रहे हैं भाई. अगर आप सारी स्टेटमेंट पढ़ो, उन्हें एनालाइज करो, it will take 2 to 2.5 minutes, and then you don't have time to revise it again. So you have to increase your reading speed. To increase your reading speed, what you have to do? You have to read the editorials with difficult vocabulary. UPSC is pushing you to read editorials. समझ रहे हो डायरेक्शन क्या हो रही है पेपर की? तो जस्ट रीड द एडिटोरियल्स इन योर न्यूज़पेपर. विद दैट, one current affairs magazine monthly, daily 1 hour. Because if you want to read the whole newspaper, that is not practical. Why? You are human and you will leave any of the important news, छूट जाएगी. Getting my point? But editorial, read it यार. If your English is poor or you come from an average, like you know, उससे नहीं हो, आप क्या कहते हैं, like you know, English से आपने literature से कुछ किया हुआ है, you are not an avid reader, then you have to read them. Quite important. समझ में आती है बात? नहीं आई? चलिए, let's start with climate classification. Very static topic, very easy topic, guys. Not like typical climatology. Climatology was very difficult. Yes or no? नहीं, आसान लगी है. Now the things that will be coming will be very easy. Now nothing is difficult except the concept of tides. ऐसा कुछ नहीं है जो समझ नहीं आएगा, सब कुछ आएगा समझ. Fine. The difficult topics are over now. Now guys, you can classify climate into 3 types. Number 1 is genetic classification. In genetic classification, you are going to use only one element, like Greeks. What Greeks did, tell me? They said कि यार we live in Greece, ठीक है, people attack us from north, the barbarians come and they attack us, ठीक, and when we go to the south like in Persia and all, the people are dark skinned, they are lazy, they don't work. So they said the reason is temperature basically. So Greeks said that near the equator, because of the excessive heat, the people become lazy. So they called it as, said that people in the cold areas, because it is very cold, they have to keep moving to keep their body warm. So they are barbarians, they fight. Frigid zone. And they say we are the best, we are the most civilized, we are the most elite. And they said we have best of the both worlds, hence the temperate zone. So they are only considering what? Only the temperature, only one element, yes or no? Tell me guys. So this is which classification? Genetic classification. And if you look at genetic classification, it is what? Nothing but overgeneralization. Yes or no? Tell me. क्या है इसका? अब शिमला के बंदे से आप जाके बोलो. People who are living in Himalayas. सर्दी से तरसते हैं वो. यूरोप की तरह क्लाइमेट है वहां. Getting my point? So it is nothing but overgeneralization. Now, then you have empirical classification. In empirical classification, you are taking at least two elements like precipitation and temperature. Fine, like Kuipen has done. So we are going to talk about Kuipen. And then you have applied classification. Like when you use precipitation, temperature data for an application, like agriculture. Climate is important for agriculture. So you divide the world in agroclimatic zone. So agroclimatic classification will be what? Applied classification. You divide the world according to the vegetation. What is it? It is a applied classification. In your NCERT, only one type of classification is given in detail, and that is Kuipen classification. That is nothing but empirical classification. Now, what is the problem with Kuipen classification? Let us talk about it. Now, guys, Kuipen has revised his empirical classification multiple times. 1907, I think, 1920s, 1932s, and 3s. Every book has a different version of Kuipen classification given. Getting my point? So follow the NCERT. Now, guys, in your schools, when you are studying, they used to separate you in sections. Section A were having good, very excellent. B, good. C, average. D, pass हुए हैं बस जी. And E, failed. Repeaters. Yes or no? So school की मर्जी है ना, school किसका है? A, B, C, D बोल दो. X, Y, Z बोल दो. Yes or no? So Kuipen used same classification. He said that I am going to say A, B, C, D, E, F. He said in the area where high temperatures are there, high temperature means megatherm. Mega means high, therm means temperature. And the precipitation is also very high. So I'm going to call these areas tropical equatorial areas. Getting my point? He said dry areas where evaporation is always greater than precipitation, I'm going to call those areas as B. Areas which are like subtropical and temperate, I'm going to call them as C. Fine. So in these kind of regions, guys, if you look at the plants, tell me one thing, very important thing. Today, if I teleport you on a different city, different land, let's say I transport you anywhere, you don't know which place is this, you land there. What is the best indicator of climate? जमीन देखोगे, आसमान देखोगे, किसको ताड़ के बताओगे कि भाई यहां पर क्या क्लाइमेट है? क्या? अबे उस टाइम पे कैसे वेदर होगा? You are there, transported there to experience whether you have to stay there for at least one day. Let's say you are transported to Delhi on 31st of December. What you are going to think? That Delhi is in polar region or temperate region. If I transport you to Delhi on like let's say 5th of June, you are experiencing 50 degrees Celsius temperature. आपको लगेगा तो दुबई है यार. If I transport you Delhi in August, you say यार this is Chennai. So weather तो experience करोगे तब पता चलेगा. Which is the best? क्या देख के बता सकते हो? एक सेकेंड. Vegetation basically. Very good. So vegetation is the best indicator of vegetation. I transport you to Jodhpur. Cactus दिख रहा है. Means what? I transport you to Kerala. Green, बड़े बड़े पेड़. Equatorial type climate. I transport you to Delhi. कीकर दिख रहा है, कीकर. Semi-arid. Yes or no? So what guys? Koipan says that vegetation is the best representative of climate. Yes or no? Now, the trees and the vegetation which has high temperatures and high precipitation throughout the year, will they have any problem? No. So you have luxurious growth, huge trees, green. So he called that as megathermic vegetation. Means those plants that are adapted to high heat and high precipitation, water. Dry areas, what guys? Xerophytes. Those plants which are adapted to less water, like cactus. C type. Na thanda na garm hai. What I can say these areas? Mesothermic vegetation. Meso means middle. And D are like what? Tell me. What is D? They are basically upper temperate regions, cold areas, microtherms. What? And those plants that are in E type of regions are known as hecistotherms. So E stands for tundra. In tundra, for 2-3 months, ice will melt, and F means frost. Ice will never melt. Ice sheets are there. Fine. So basically, Koipan used this classification. Now, to be precise, to give you exact numbers that are not given in your NCERT, we can have a temperature line. Now, if the annual temperature of a region is greater than 18 degrees Celsius, annual average temperature, then I'm going to call that region as A. कहां हुआ इंडिया में? चेन्नई. वेस्टर्न घाट में कैसे है? हाइट पे तो नहीं होगा. अरे कश्मीर कौन बोल रहा भाई हैं? Guys, most of the areas that are below Tropic of Cancer, Nagpur, Hyderabad, those regions, if the temperature of coldest month is between 3 degrees Celsius and 18 degrees Celsius, then coldest month. Then C. See, B type of climate is where evaporation is more than precipitation. So B तो यहाँ पर है ही नहीं. Please understand. If it is below 3 degrees, it will be D. And if the average temperature, annual average temperature is less than 10 degrees Celsius, then it will be F. And E. Sorry, not F. Fine. So please remember these, only two things have to be remembered, 18 and 3 degrees. Getting a point? Now this is not given in your NCERT, so no remembering is required. दिया हुआ है नंबर तो है तो याद करो, बता तो दिया मैंने. ठीक, तो दैट इज क्वाइट इंपॉर्टेंट थिंग. ठीक है, दिया हुआ है, दिखाओ. H, yes, हाइट. अभी तो स्टडी की बुक है भाई, एनसीईआरटी मांग रहा हूं. कहाँ दिया हुआ यार? एफ नहीं दिया हुआ गाइस, जस्ट वेट, सी उसमें दिया हुआ है गाइस. Now, this is not given in your NCERT. H is given, but H की explanation शायद नहीं दी हुई. बाद में description अच्छे से नहीं दिया हुआ. Fine. So just remember, H is cold due to elevation. Getting my point? This timeline is perfect that I have given you. If it is below -3 coldest month, then it is what? D. And if the temperature annual it is E. Fine. So there should be no confusion. Now, guys, tell me, is the climate of Chennai and Mumbai are same? There is variation, but in both areas the temperatures are over and above 18 degrees Celsius. So how to differentiate between them? So in your classes, what they do, they will give you rank. You are section A, so rank 1, 2, 3, top 10 people are like cream. Fine. Then 10 to 25 are good. 25 to 40 are fine. And then below, after that, nobody asks for them. Yes or no? So they will do what? They will do separate, they will do this separation. So we have to make micro separations here. Yes or no? So Koipan, he did what? He did a very simple thing. He said, in those areas where there is full year rain, what guys? Then I will call them as AF. What? Now guys, full year rain are where? It is near the equator. So equatorial climates are AF. What guys? And equatorial climates will have which kind of vegetation? Rainforest. Andamans. Then he said that AM is monsoonal or marine. Where the rainfall is not concentrated, it is not uniformly distributed across a year, but it is concentrated for 3 to 4 months. So he called these areas as AM. Getting my point? And then he also used S, means summer dry. Areas that are dry in summer. Fine. And he called these areas as AS. So 3 type of climate come out from A. Getting my point? Now we are going to discuss each and every climate. Take no tension. But first look at the syntaxing. Then we are going to look at each type of climate. Hanji? AW is overlapping, I will tell you. AS is, used today. Now, then comes B. Now guys, in German language, he was German guy. Basically, Koipen was Russian. He came to Germany to study. Austria, basically, South Germany is there. Now tell me, in German, desert is called as what? Celt is cold. Desert, Wutz, W-U-T-S-E, Wutz is desert. Fine. So he said those areas which are desert, it will be capital W. What? Why? Because in German, desert is German tha yaar. And grasslands or semi-arid regions, क्या बोला जाता जर्मन में grasslands को? Germanic languages में steppes. What? S-T-E-P-P-E, steppies बोलते हो ना? We pronounce it as what? Steppes. So S, capital S. Now in German, hot is hot and cold is kalt. What? So desert can be hot. That is what it becomes. B, W, small h. So B, capital W, small h becomes hot desert. And my dear friends, B, W, small k becomes cold desert. Please understand. In the same way, yes, in German, cold is Kelt, K-E-L-T. B-S-H, and what guys? Cold is B-S-K. These are known as tropical grasslands, and these are the temperate or cold grasslands. Fine. Next. C type of climate, he divided first, guys, summer dry. ऐसे कौन सी एरियाज हैं वर्ल्ड में जो समर में ड्राई रहते हैं? समर में ड्राई यार, समर में तो बारिश आ रही है, अभी समर ही तो है, मतलब इट इज आफ्टर द समर्स ना. रेनफॉल इन विंटर्स कहां होती है? वेस्टर्न मार्जिन. They are also known as Mediterranean climate. We call them as CS. What guys? CS. Now guys, he used 3 more terms, A, B, C. He said in A regions, the winters are less extreme, B, winters are more extreme, and C, winters are very extreme. Fine. So if I have a region, fine, so this will become CSA because it is lower in latitude. As you go up, it will become CSB and CSC. Getting my point? Just because winter are getting extreme as you go up. Then guys, we have winter dry seasons. CW. Again, CWA, CWB and CWC. Now tell me, Delhi will be where? CWC? क्या लगता है? CSCW. विंटर ड्राई है दिल्ली में, समर ड्राई है? अरे विंटर ड्राई है. मोर ड्रायर कंडीशंस कब होती हैं? इन द समर टाइम या और विंटर टाइम. Delhi is CWA. If I take Shimla, it will be CWB or CWC because winters are colder. And then guys, we also have what? C और कौन सा है? CF. F यानी कि full year rain. CF type of climate. They are coastal climate in temperate regions. Specifically in the eastern margins, China types. ठीक है? Now same can be done for D exactly. What? S for summer dry, winter and full year rain. So you have DSA, DSB, DSC. Then guys, DWABC and full year DF. Coastal regions. Fine. Then E you have two types. What? What it means? T for tundra and F for frost. So it becomes ET and EF. Getting my point? And then H is highland, but NCERT में वो दिया हुआ टेबल में, but in the no जो pages है आगे उसमें explained नहीं है. Right now, if we classify the India, so Himalayan regions like peak, we have peak of Mount Everest. It will be what? EF. Always frost. Yes or no? High mountain passes will be ET, tundra. Like 2-3 months they are open only, na? When there is no snow, snow melts. Fine. So this is how it is going to go. Now let's take a break. Time ho gaya break ka. And then guys, we are going to look at these beautiful maps. In maps के ऊपर focus करेंगे. World के सभी climates को पढ़ेंगे. Time is 7:41 and 42. 15 minutes. 42, 52, 57. Now guys, this map shows you all of the important areas and proper climate classification. Now we have to analyze this map. Now this type of map is not given in your NCERT. Why? Because so many colors are beyond NCERT's competence. Yes or no? So some areas are very good in NCERTs, but some areas NCERT lacks. And that is why 10 साल से बात चल रही है to update NCERT. But updation तो हुआ नहीं अभी तक आज तक. I'm also waiting for that. Now my dear friends, what are the 5 takeaways from this map? 5 key points. That is peculiar, not consistent. What do you think? वो peculiar थोड़ी हो तो western area में deserts हैं. देखिए, this is a continent, tropical western area, desert. This is a continent, tropical western area is a desert. This is a huge continent, tropical western area, or बल्कि this is Afro-Eurasia. Fine. So western part is a desert. साउथ में भी वेस्टर्न पार्ट इज अ डेजर्ट, ऑस्ट्रेलिया वेस्टर्न पार्ट इज अ डेजर्ट, ठीक है, इट इज नॉट पेक्यूलियर, ठीक है, डेजर्ट इज फर्स्ट, गॉट इट.
Different type of climate region.
Yes, the diversity of climate in India is very much visible, that is for sure. Anything else? Key takeaways. What do you think? हाँ जी, ocean currents? ओशन में कौन घर बना के रहता है? हाँ जी. First key takeaway is this. See, why lower latitude and very still see this point, Siberia. यहां पर टेम्परेचर्स हाई हैं, यहां टेम्परेचर्स हाई हैं, बट साइबेरिया इतना ठंडा क्यों है भाई? First key takeaway is this. Discrepancy is this. That Siberia is very, very cold. है ना? And the reason is continentality. Simply what? It is very far away from any sea. देखो. Plus, my dear friends, the polar vortex, the winds from the poles are going to affect this region. Very, very important. First point is this. Second discrepancy that you can see, my dear friends, is the cold deserts. Their position cannot be predicted just by looking at this map. यहां पर पोलर डेजर्ट है, दिस कोल्ड डेजर्ट है, यहां पर तो नहीं है, यहां पर है. यस और नो? ऑस्ट्रेलिया में भी है थोड़ा बहुत, बट द लोकेशन ऑफ कोल्ड डेजर्ट इज डिपेंडेंट अपॉन हाई माउंटेन्स. बताया था आपको, रेन शैडो रीजन्स. दैट्स द सेकंड टेक अवे. थर्ड टेक अवे इज, if you look at same latitude, you will have same type of climate. Like if you look at the Mediterranean region, see this is this line, guys, yellow, 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 Mediterranean type of climate, yellow, 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 Mediterranean. देखो, yes or no? समझ में आ रही है बात, guys? Very important thing. And fourth point that should be remembered is why these areas have same type of climate. क्या लगता है? UK, New Zealand. First of all, both are islands, same latitude, same influence of westerlies. Westerlies are stronger in winters, hence having winter rainfall. Yes or no? British type of climate. The fourth point, if you look near the equator, you will find same type of climate. Are you able to see? And three types of rainforest are seen. This is the Amazon rainforest. ये क्या है? Congo rainforest. ये क्या है? बोलो. Sunda rainforest. 50 years back, Sunda rainforest was the largest rainforest of the world. But because of palm plantations, they are cut down, and today they have become the smallest. Specifically, the island of Borneo is famous for orangutans, apes. There are 4 great ape species. कौन कौन सी है? Gorilla, chimpanzee, orangutan, and bono. That somebody classify that as chimpanzee. but it is different. It is established now. Fine. And all of them are associated with rainforests. Fine. Except Amazon rainforest, there is no chimpanzee or nothing that is ape. Very important thing, please understand. Now, India में कोई ape है? कौन सा? क्वेश्चन भी आया था उसके ऊपर तो यूपीएससी में. हुलॉक गिब्बॉन आया था नहीं आया था क्वेश्चन? अच्छा. So this was the fourth point. Please understand. Last point is ice sheets. कहां पर है ice sheets? Antarctic ice sheet is above, but most importantly on land, the Greenland ice sheet is first, and the Antarctic ice sheet is the largest. Getting my point, my dear friends? Very important thing. अच्छा, अब एक एक करके let us look at each one of them. Now these things I will give you. I have written everything for you. ठीक है? I have made these tables for you. इस टेबल को प्लीज देख लीजिएगा. It will be available in your notes. The PPT that I will give. How sub classification is done also I have written. It is purely factual. Look at it. बता दिया आपको वैसे भी. ठीक है? And this is the gist. A-type climate, FMWS. This is the latest classification, standard classification that is used today. ठीक? Okay. Now guys, let us look at different climate types. Number one, let us look at first of all the first climate type, that is A. Guys, A type of climate is of course found around the equator, where insolation is always greater than outgoing radiation. Now first of all, around the equator, the rainfall is always uniform. But still, there will be maxima. Acha, tell me, near the equator, maxima will be in which months? Maxima of rainfall. Yes, you guessed it right. If you look at the map of precipitation and time, that is January, February, March, April, the rainfall is high, but it becomes a bit high during equinoxes. Fine. So these are the equinoxes. Why? Because during the equinox, the sun will be creating 90-degree rays at equator. That is what, guys? Subsolar points at equator. So AF type of climates are found in these regions. Now, can you name a mega city that is in AF type of climate? Mega city, I'm asking. Please keep that thing in mind. Name a mega city, very huge city, population about 10 million. Is mega city? Yes. Right. Another very famous city. And I am damn sure that every one of you have heard about it. Bol do bhai. Bali is not a city, it's an island. Singapore. Very good. What, guys? Singapore is located here. देखिए. Jakarta is located here. Guys, please understand. Now, there is no big city in these regions. Why? Forest, plus this is New World. Amazon mein to you know there are many uncontacted tribes. So this is sparsely populated. Now tell me one more thing. Why these regions are so densely populated, very sparsely populated, and this region that is Shunda is very densely populated? What's the reason? क्या reason है? क्या फर्क है? यार ये जेनरिक आंसर मत दो भाई. एग्रीकल्चर, एग्रीकल्चर तो वहां भी कर रहा है ब्राजील, बोल्सोनारो कह रहा है उगाओ जितना उगा सकते हो गन्ना, काट दो पेड़. See, if you look at the physiographic difference, things will come into your mind. Look at the physiographic difference. Physical geography. My dear friends, this is an volcanic arc. Volcanoes are very, very active in this region. This region is mostly made up of volcanic ash, dust, and black soil that is very fertile and hence is able to support what? Huge populations. Plus this region is islands. Islands any hai? Fine. And these regions are in hinterland. So trade is of course a problem. These are islands. Trade can be done easily. Plus good agriculture. Getting a point?
Yes, sir.
So this is AF type of climate. Now guys, in India, where you are going to find AF type of climate? AS. Western side, southern tip of India. देखो रहे blue, dark blue. Andaman and Nicobar Islands is dark blue. Getting a point? Colombo and that region of South Sri Lanka is also dark blue. Lakshadweep is also, but most importantly in Central America and Caribbean, of course, there are same type of climate, that is AF. Some areas are AF, see? Plus Western Africa, see? Coastal Western Africa, Benin, the country. Fine? That is important for you to understand. Plus coastal Madagascar. Fine. So these are the regions of AF type of climate. Please look at these things and maps. Fine. Now, other than that, if we look at other type of climate in this region, let's come to monsoonal climate. AM. Now guys, AM type of climate is found, as you can see, where? This light blue region. See, देखो थोड़ा सा light AF से दिख रहा है आपको नीचे देखे? ये कहां पे है? Mostly. Now, AM climate is also known as the monsoonal climate. So there are two types of monsoonal climates. First are true monsoons. Where reversal is more than
120.
which regions are there? Indian subcontinent plus Southeast and East Asia plus Northern Australia. And coastal East Africa. ये सब एक ही मॉनसून का पार्ट है. My dear friend, see, if you look at these regions, see, देखो, दिख रहा है AM. तो कोस्टल में वही तो मॉनसून यहाँ पे आ रही है, ऐसे हिट कर रही है. और एक टूट गया क्या? भाई अब तो थोड़ा सा बच के रहना पड़ेगा. नहीं, केबल मेरी है, चलो कोई टेंशन उसकी मत लो. This is my cable only. So where we were? हाँ जी. So this is the same monsoon that is coming towards India. See guys, going towards Southeast Asia and East Asia. See, plus going towards North Australia and hitting the African coast as well. Fine. So same monsoon. This is true monsoon. Now there are some areas of pseudo monsoon. Now pseudo monsoons are found here first of all in the Caribbean, where the reversal is not 120 degrees. Sometimes it can be more than 120 degrees, and plus you have the West Africa. Fine. And अरे मेघालय तो इंडिया में है ना भाई. So this is quite important. Now in India, see, all of the areas in India is influenced by monsoon. Yes or no? बताएं. But can all of the areas classified under A? Why? Because हर एक area में temperatures won't be on an average more than 18 degrees Celsius. Hence, the areas that are generally lower than the Tropic of Cancer are what? AM. दिख रहा है, guys? And in between, you can see the rain shadow region. बीच में gap क्यों है? किसका? Monsoon का. So in these regions, evaporation is more than precipitation. Please understand, very important. So in India, most of the region that is influenced by monsoon is AM. Please understand. Now, next come AWAS type of climate. This is mostly same. Fine. Now guys, AW climate is basically winter dry, where the temperatures are more than 18 degrees Celsius plus winters are dry. S is summers are dry. Getting my point? So AW type of climate is a true savanna. What? Now savannas are what? They are grasslands interspersed with umbrella trees. Trees are like umbrella shaped. Fine. So true savanna can be found where? As you can see, in Africa, as well as some parts of India, above part. True savanna. Please understand. Now Kuno National Park, where cheetahs were rehabilitated under Project Cheetah in 2022 November, comes under which climate type? ASAW. Kuno National Park. Abhi recently there was news, cheetahs will be rehabilitated to where? Gandhi Sagar Wildlife Sanctuary. On which river? Chambal. Fine. So that is in the same region. Now because cheetahs, of course they drink Mountain Dew, but they are runner. What? So they require what kind of weather and climate? Grasslands. So can they survive in a thick forest like tigers? No. They have to run to catch food. So they are mostly found where? In African savanna, and they are found also in Indian savannas. And also the semi-arid regions. Fine, like Sahel in Africa, near Kalahari Desert in South Africa and Namibia. And from here, South Africa and Namibia, the cheetahs are brought to India. मर गए काफी सारे. Yes or no? So is it a failure, cheetah program? अगर आता है exam में mains में, what you will say? Already before Project Cheetah, they said there will be 50% mortality. 50% mortality will be there. It was predicted, and right now it is about the same. Even one male cheetah escaped. भाग गया. One male cheetah escaped from the enclosure that they have built. and he also removed his collar. Undetectable, घूम रहा है, मार रहा है कहीं ना कहीं कुछ. He adapted already. Fine. So it is quite important thing, and you have to link these things up. Fine. Acha. Now guys, after this thing, acha, tell me a mega city that is in AM. Mega city. बोल दो यार. अरे आमची. कमाल करते हो यार. Fine. Acha. So that is quite important thing. Acha. Next, let's talk about B type of climate. Now, this is a very beautiful map, and I like this map. Please concentrate on this map. Now, a very important thing we need to look at. Okay, let's talk about B type of climate. Now, first, let's talk about B W H. This is what? ये क्या है? हाँ जी, hot desert. Hot desert के लिए you require 3 conditions. What are these 3 conditions? Now tell me guys, देखो, the first hot desert, आप सोचो इसमें, this is what? कौन सा डेजर्ट है? Mojave Desert. This is Sonoran. This is Chihuahuan. Getting my point? Now, please understand that Sonoran Desert is a coastal desert. It has some coastal influences, and hence the humidity will be a bit high. Then this is the most driest desert of the world. This is the Atacama. So why Atacama is the driest? हाँ जी, cold current तो नीचे भी है. So that is their California cold current, Benguela cold current, Canary cold current, West Australian cold current. You have to think uniquely. पर्वत कौन बोला? Andes mountains are located here. They are very high. So why Andes? Why Andes are making it? Which winds? Westerlies नहीं यार, trade winds. लास्ट में आगे मत करो यार, दिल मत तोड़ा करो. ठीक है, I will talk about it. Take no tension. This is Sahara. किसका? This is Kalahari, and this is Namib. Coastal desert again, guys. This is the Arabian desert. This upper desert that you see in Iran is Dasht-e-Kavir, and the lower one you see is Dasht-e-Lut, and this part is Baluchistan desert, and it extends. देखो अफगानिस्तान में भी है, देखो कितना सारा है. This is Registan. This is of course Thar, and Thar का पाकिस्तान में part is Cholistan. Fine. R लगा देना चाहिए था. Choristan. This is the Great Victorian Desert. This is Stuart. ठीक है. This is Sandy Desert. And there are many deserts in Australia. Just look at them once. So these are the main deserts. Now guys, if you look at all these main deserts, three things are common. First, the cold currents are there. This is the Californian current. This is the Peru current. Humboldt also known as, ठीक है? This is the Canary current. This is the Bengali current. Benguela. This is what? Tell me. यहाँ पर West Australian current. And this is Somali current. इसको बताऊंगा मैं आपको when we talk about, of course, ocean currents. कल ही बात करेंगे, परसों या फिर. So first is of course cold current. Second reason is what? They all are located where? Yes, they are located in high pressure belt and hence are what? तो देखिए ये ट्रॉपिक्स हैं and they are located where? In the region of subtropical region. Yes or no? So you have the subtropical high pressure belt. And the most important part, my dear friend, is they are on the western coast and trade winds are offshore. What guys? Offshore trades. Now, if you look at Atacama Desert, there is coast. So technically it should not be the driest, yes or no? But what happens? You have Andes mountains here, fine. Andes, yes or no guys? Now what happens is, if you look into this region, the trade winds are blowing like this, yes or no? देखो ऐसे तो जा रही है trade wind. So trade winds are onshore or offshore? Now trade winds are offshore, of course वो हर जगह पर है, but when trade winds reaches here, first they rise, giving good rainfall on the foothills of Andes, and hence many rivers are flowing towards the east. But here when they come, they are adiabatically warmed. And as winds are adiabatically warmed, they will become dry, very dry. So basically, Atacama faces all three conditions in extreme. First, you have Peru current that is very cold, yes or no? Plus trade winds are, as you can see, offshore, plus they are located in the rain shadow region of the trade winds because of Andes. और सारे deserts कैसे हैं? They are normal, like, yes or no? This is Sahara. There are no mountain ranges to block the Andes. थोड़ी बहुत बारिश हो जाती है. Hence, Atacama becomes the driest desert in the world. 50 साल तक बारिश नहीं होती है. 50 years, no drop of rain. Getting my point? So guys, these are your. Next, let's talk about cold deserts. क्या है cold desert का formula? BWK. Now the pink areas are cold desert. See, this is what? Great Basin Desert. This is what? बोलते भाई Patagonia. This, my dear friends, is Karakum, or this is Turkestan. This is Taklamakan. Taklamakan extends into India, Ladakh. And you have what? Gobi Desert. So there are true cold deserts, but for example, the southern part of Kalahari can also be considered as cold, but that is not, उसका कोई अलग नाम नहीं है. Australia में also the coastal areas can be considered as, but there is no different name. Get me a point? Now, they all are formed because of simple reason that they are in the rain shadow region of westerlies. Great mountain ranges are blocking westerlies. Here you have the coast range of the Rockies. Rockies ka part hai coastal range. Here you have the Andes. Here, of course, pata hi hai aapko, we have Himalayas, Hindu Kush, and Iran mein we have Zagros. Yes or no? And here Caucasus. Fine. Now, which of the lake in Central Asia has turned into a desert? UPSC prelims question. क्या क्या बोला? डेजर्ट क्या है उसका? Guys, it is none other than Aral Desert. We have Aral Desert. Please understand. And Aral Desert has turned into a desert because there were two rivers. One was Amu Darya and second river was Syr Darya, SYR Darya. And both of these rivers were diverted for irrigation purpose by USSR, converting Aral Sea into a desert. Getting my point? Okay. So this is cold desert. Next, let's talk about semi-arid regions, BSH. Now guys, BSH regions are basically semi-arid regions that are drier savannas. You can call them as dry savannas. The best example of this region is Sahel. The Sahel region is that region that is in the transitionary zone of tropical Africa and the Saharan Africa. India ke andar you have this region. See, this is what? Eastern Rajasthan. That is eastern side of Aravallis. You have parts of Gujarat, Haryana, Punjab, and parts of UP like Bundelkhand Plateau. And guys, of course, this region that is mostly your Deccan Plateau interior, and that is created because of the rain shadow of Western Ghats, Plus again, you can see Australia, same reason. Yes or no? Coastal area pe zyada barish hai, but you have transitionary zone. And near the deserts, you will find such kind of semi-arid regions. Dekhen? Yes or no? So this is quite important. This is BSH. Getting my point? Fine. Now guys, let us club these regions together. Now let us club BSH with AS or AW type of climate. When you club them, you will get grasslands. What? Tropical grasslands will be there. So these tropical grasslands are called as what? Of course, savannas here. Now, if you are in AWAS, rain is more, vegetation is more. But if you are in BSH region, it will be very dry. Some sparse grasses will be there. Getting my point? बिल्कुल सूखा नहीं होगा. Then guys, in this region, Venezuela and Colombia, you have what? Llanos. And in this region, you have what? Campos. Fine. And also, grassland type A region is found in the East Rajasthan. Yes or no? है या नहीं है? If you go to Jaipur, you will find grasslands in between. Delhi to Jaipur by car you go. So that is quite important. Acha. Next, let's move on to BS. What? We are going to talk about BSK. K is cold. Cold grasslands. First region, my dear friends, is this. Prairies. दिख रहा है आपको? Prairies are located in temperate region. देखें, Canada, US, even in Mexico. Then these are pampas. And the longest and the largest are these. They are what? Steppes. These are puts in Ukraine. And these are Manchuria's grassland. These are what? Velds. And these are downs. So they have different name, but they are all what? Temperate grasslands or cold grasslands. Fine. Now these areas are granary of the world. Guys, please understand. Now this region of Europe, if you combine this region of Europe, it produces highest amount of wheat. If you combine Ukraine, Russia, parts of Central Asia, Hungary and all those regions, they produce highest amount of wheat. Second highest is produced by China. But China is largest producer of wheat in terms of country, because here we are clubbing many countries, and third per India aata hai. Getting my point? So when Russia-Ukraine war happened, what India did? India tried to stabilize the price of wheat in the world market. Why? Because Ukraine se jo export hai, it was blocked in the Black Sea. Yes or no? By Russia. So that was a very important thing, and most of the Europeans are wheat eaters. Na? They will eat bread. Yes or no? Yes. Acha ji. Now guys, after this, let's move on to C type of climate. C, yes, C. Now, the first C type of climate that we are going to talk about is the Mediterranean type of climate, also known as Western Margin or Western Margin subtropical or temperate, but popularly known as what? Mediterranean type of climate. And UPSC has asked question multiple times by, and UPSC भी थक गया और कितना पूछूं यहाँ से, इतने सारे क्वेश्चन इस रीजन से आए हुए हैं, PYQs. I will show them to you in the next class. Now guys, this region is very unique. Why? Because during the summer months, they are under the influence of trade winds. How come? Dekhen. Let us first make equator. Then let's make what? Tropic of Cancer. Then Tropic of Capricorn. Fine. Guys, all these pressure belts move northward. When they will move northward, they will hit this region. Fine. Now guys, this will be in June, July. See? So in June, July, the trade winds are land to sea. They are offshore or onshore? offshore trades in summer. Hence, summer में rain होगा? No rain. Now, after some time, when the winter arrives, what will happen? Arey, submit here. What will happen? The westerlies will be coming to these areas. Now, guys, when westerly hits, they are offshore or onshore? They are onshore, and hence there will be rain in winters. So, guys, in Mediterranean region, a very important thing is rainfall in because of onshore trade winds, because of shifting of pressure belts. आती है बात समझ? ये चीज ऑलरेडी बता चुका हूं आपको, क्यों छोड़ के गया था? तो which regions are there? Tell me. बोले? देखिए. First region is the California. Second region is central part of Chile. Third region is regions around the Mediterranean Sea, starting with Israel, Lebanon, Turkey, Greece, Spain, Italy, Montenegro, Bosnia, Herzegovina, the islands of Sicily, Corsica, ठीक है, साउथ फ्रांस जहां पर मोनाको है, हाईएस्ट HDI मोनाको में, richest people live in Monaco. Fine. Then in Africa, if you look at which country is this? Morocco. कौन है मोरक्को से? हंसो मत. And northern part of Algeria and Tunisia. Getting my point? Please understand this thing, guys. Plus the regions surrounding the Mediterranean, this Caspian Sea. See, जहां पर रामसर है. रामसर क्या है? एक सिटी है ईरान में. That is in the Mediterranean climate. And higher parts of these regions are also there. See, in the Mediterranean type of climate. Other than these areas, southwest coast of South Africa and the western coast of Australia, जहां पर Perth city है, Perth, and the cities of Melbourne is also there. Two major cities, Melbourne and Perth. ऑस्ट्रेलिया की फाइनेंशियल कैपिटल क्या है? मेलबर्न. मैच कहां होता है ज्यादा? मेलबर्न में होता है. सिडनी, कैनबेरा तो कैपिटल है. मतलब मेलबर्न इज अ वेरी ह्यूज सिटी, लिवेबल सिटी, मोस्ट सॉट आफ्टर सिटी इन ऑस्ट्रेलिया. So once I was thinking after UPSC to immigrate to Australia. After giving my attempt, सोच रहा था कि चले जाते हैं. Fine. So at that time I searched IT jobs and all, and I was looking at the cities कहाँ जाना चाहिए. So I searched that Perth is very less populated because it is on the western coast, quite dry, plus snakes की problem बहुत है वहाँ, सांप. And then I thought कि मेलबर्न जाना चाहिए, यहाँ पर cost of living बहुत high है, and it is one of the best cities in Australia to live. Then Sydney is there, and another city is Adelaide. That is a bit up. That is also very famous city. So 4-5 cities are there that are quite good. तो भाई ये कुछ बैकअप प्लान होने चाहिए लाइफ के, ठीक है. So I was thinking to go to Australia once. Fine. तो ठीक है, let's see. Or even I visited Australia once. I visited Perth. वहां पर जाकर देखा कि क्या काम कर सकते हैं, import export and all those things. I went to Australia. ठीक है, तो सोचा यूनिवर्सिटी में एडमिशन लिया जाए. Let's do MS. ठीक है. Then गया, बात बनी नहीं. I came back and then सोचा कि गवर्नमेंट जॉब करेंगे वापस से. सोचा कि अप्लाई कर लेते हैं MD में दोबारा, ले लें वापस. So no luck there as well. ठीक है, तो वो था, but after that things improved a lot, guys. So some people will come into talks of motivational speakers. and they say there's no plan B for winners. ऐसी बातें होती है ना? तो the practical thing is when you will give interview, you will think you are selected, you will be on the high. मैं फर्स्ट अटेम्प्ट में प्री क्लियर IAS है भाई. आप अभी के राजनीति के में चल रहे होगे ना, जैसे प्री क्लियर होगा. You will be like this. हाँ भाई, अब बताओ. Then फिर you will be like then. 2-3 बार प्रीलिम हो गया, इंटरव्यू नहीं हो रहा, क्या करें? Fine. So always be prepared. First of all, remember this thing. Always be prepared. Very important thing. लोगों की बातों में मत आओ. Fine. Of course, you can look at the. I'm not dissuading anybody. I'm not demotivating anybody. But the important thing in life is to be in reality. Reality क्या है? वास्तविकता. And one important thing today is people are binge watching shows and movies. सुबह से लगे हैं रात से लगे हैं सुबह तक. अरे यार देखना है, फ्रेंड्स शो चल रहे हैं, टी शर्ट पहने घूम रहे हैं फ्रेंड्स की, ठीक है, एंड पता नहीं कौन कौन से शो चल रहे हैं. तो दीज थिंग्स आर वेरी वेरी हार्मफुल फॉर योर ब्रेन एंड साइकोलॉजी. व्हाई? बिकॉज दे विल make you forget the reality. You will be in that imaginary world. Getting my point? कि भाई मैं वो कैरेक्टर बन गया. मैंने देखा है बहुत लोगों में कुछ कैरेक्टर्स दिखते हैं, उतना देखते हैं शो को, हैं 2-3 लोग जानता हूं मैं. Fine. They adopt that character. They will try to be funny like somebody, try to be cool like somebody. So when you stop watching the show for like 10-20 days, you will be depressed because of reality में आ गए ना. डिप्रेशन तो होगा यार, पेपर नहीं हो रहा है क्लियर, बहुत दिमाग खराब हो गया. So don't do that. That is very vicious cycle. Never watch shows. And the problem, you know what is snowball effect? पढ़ा होगा आपने यूपीएससी में, एक बड़ा इंपॉर्टेंट टर्म है पॉलिसी मेकिंग में, snowball effect. If you throw a stone onto a mountain covered with snow, it is going to accumulate snow slowly, and as it rolls down, the size will grow because of the ice, and as it reaches the base of the mountain, it will be this huge. So today if you watch one episode, tomorrow 2, then there is no stopping you. Then another show, you will try to get back into that imaginary world. Getting a point? So guys, never watch, never binge watch. कुछ देखना है स्क्रीन पर, go to the theater and watch. थिएटर में you can't binge watch, है ना? वहां पे पढ़े रह सकते हैं, बस पढ़े में देखे जा रहे हैं, चल रहा है, खाना पीना चल रहा है, रियलिटी से दूर. नेवर डू दैट. वेरी विशियस थिंग. तो इसीलिए फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल बी इन रियलिटी. इफ यू आर इन रियलिटी, यू आर गोइंग टू थिंक अबाउट एवरी सिनेरियो, एंड इफ यू थिंक अबाउट एवरी सिनेरियो, ऑटोमेटिकली यू विल हैव सम प्लान्स. भाई क्या करना है? आई एम नॉट डिमोटिवेटिंग यू, प्लीज अंडरस्टैंड. I am just talking about reality. You know what is the success percentage in this exam? How many people filled prelims? More than 10 lakh. Yes or no? How many gave prelims? 5 lakh something. How many get selected in mains? 14,000. How many cleared mains? How many cleared interview? 1,000. 10 lakh to 1,000, the ratio is there for you. Look at it. You can do it, I know, but give yourself 2-3 years for this exam, my dear friends. Give 2 attempts very seriously, without thinking about alternative. 2 attempts should be given very seriously. Even it can be stretched through 3 if you have financial backing. Getting my point? If don't, just keep it 2. उसके बाद नहीं होता है पेपर क्लियर, फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल लीव राजेंद्र नगर. सेकेंड, स्टार्ट बिल्डिंग समथिंग. स्टार्टअप इकोसिस्टम इतना बढ़िया हो गया इंडिया में आज के टाइम पे, यू नो. I'm telling you, it's very great thing that is happening in India. And after the third attempt, try to do something else, and then with that thing, try to give UPSC. If you look at the data, UPSC annual report में 60% of the selected people were doing the job. They were employed. Because if you are employed, you are doing something, mentally you are at peace. या तो पैसा ही पैसा है, गोते मार रहे हो उसमें, ठीक है, तो कोई दिक्कत नहीं, 6 के 6 अटेम्प्ट तो बैठ के, उसके बाद यू ज्वाइन बिजनेस और डू समथिंग एल्स, गल्ले पे बैठ जाना है, दैट इज डिफरेंट थिंग. बट इफ नॉट, ट्राई टू बिल्ड समथिंग वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट. अच्छा, so we have talked about CS type of climate, कहां मिलता है. Let's now talk about CW type of climate. Now CW type of climate can be found where? बताएं. First let's look at India. Yes or no? Yes. So we have CW in India, as you can see, because this is the subtropical area. Now tell me guys, the temperatures of the coldest month is between 18 and 3 degrees Celsius or not? Average temperature, tell me. दिल्ली में जाता है 0 से नीचे, वेरी रेयर फिनोमेना है. 7, 6, 8, 7, 6, 8 ये रहता है, ठीक है. तो फर्स्ट इज दिस. नेक्स्ट इज चाइना का कोस्टल रीजन. दिस इज द चाइना टाइप क्लाइमेट. सी, गेटिंग माय पॉइंट? एंड दिस इज व्हिच क्लाइमेट? हाँ, ओशन करंट. फ्लोरिडा तो है. क्लाइमेट किस टाइप का है वो, क्या बोलते हैं? अबे नाम है कुछ भाई. विच टाइप बताइए. आप तो ज्योग्राफी, यू आर डूइंग समथिंग इन ज्योग्राफी ना. अरे नाम पूछ रहे हैं यार, पूछो कुछ, आंसर कुछ और मिलता है यार. टेल मी गाइस. लॉरेशन का नाम सुना है? दैट्स देयर, ठीक है. अच्छा, दिस इज विच टाइप ऑफ क्लाइमेट? गाइस प्लीज लिसन टू मी, वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट. British type, all of them are C type of climate. Please understand this thing. Same type is in here, Hobart. Here, this region, this is Tasmania and the capital is Hobart. एक मूवी आई थी लायन, देखिए किसी ने? लायन नहीं, ये हॉलीवुड मूवी. आई एम टेलिंग यू, that guy who was in that जय हो वाली मूवी, कौन सी थी? जय हो. यार तुम मैं बात कर रहा हूं हॉलीवुड की और तुम बात करो सलमान खान की. हाँ, स्लम डॉग मिलियनेयर में देव पटेल, उसकी एक मूवी है लायन. आज मैं बोल रहा हूं आपको, जाके वो एक मूवी देख लेना. Go and watch that movie, my dear friends. The name is Lion. Fine. So this is a very good movie. Go and watch. जो बच्चे इमोशनल है वो मत देखना. ठीक. So this is quite important thing. Please understand. Now guys, look at D type of climate, please. D type is of course extremely temperate. Fine. This region is consistently under the influence of westerlies and sometimes in influence of polar easterlies. Now these regions, as you can see, Alaska, Canada. मैंने कनाडा भी इमिग्रेट होने का सोचा था, बट वहां क्लाइमेट देख के सुन के वहां की बातें मतलब छोड़ दो भाई. Then of course, चलो ज्योग्राफी कहीं तो काम आई. Scandinavia. Please understand, and Russia. Fine. Plus along the Himalayas in the higher peaks you can see this kind of climate guys. As you can see, D type, Very cold? Yes or no? Average temperature of the coldest month is what? Less than -3 degrees Celsius. Fine? Very important. Okay? Now this comes the sub classification of D. That is not important. UPSC ने कभी क्वेश्चन पूछा भी नहीं है. It is not important for India as well. Fine. So this is there. I will give these maps to you. If you want to look at, you can look at. And lastly, we have frost. E type of climate. This, as you can see, is tundra. In tundra, 3 to 4 months, the snow will melt. And mosses and lichens, they will grow. Getting my point? So high passes of Himalayas, Great Himalayas, के lower parts are in that. Then you have ice sheets, that is permanent snow. Never they will melt. Fine. Antarctica, Greenland, very high Himalayas. Fine. Parts of, Arctic, Svalbard, etc. So this is the climate classification. Guys, this topic is very factual. Please understand. Very factual. And you can easily look at it. आपको मैंने यहाँ पर initiate कर दिया है. Fine. So with that thing in mind, आज की क्लास खत्म करते हैं. And with that, climatology is also done and dusted.
StudyIQ IAS. अब तैयारी हुई अफोर्डेबल.